Greetings and salutations, this is Sudaku,
And Danzo.
and this is Terribad Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the name of the show right this time.
Wait, did we get it wrong last week?
So, when your thing just randomly stopped working, I accidentally called this the Division Zero podcast, which was a working idea that I had with an entirely different group of friends for a
Oh
podcast.
god. Oh no.
And an entirely different theme. Like we were gonna try to be all serious, super duper serious news.
So that's why. So asked, is there another thing that happened that she didn't know about? I'm like, oh wait, what?
Nope,
I fucking shit.
nope. Um,
Alright.
Speaking of Soul, do we have Soul to thank for bringing us into 3D? Cause
Pretty fucking much. And also the wonderful artist Silent E. He is a wonderful, wonderful guy. I need to get his link. I do have his Patreon thing, which I will post. Give a link to that before I forget at the
you
end.
just shoot it to me. I'll try to remember to put it in the description.
Right.
If I don't, I'll at least like pimp it out on the Facebook page and the
Yeah.
Twitter. So
Yeah, because he is a wonderful guy. He did the arts, and I thank him a lot. And
yeah.
so got it commissioned, and I thank her a fucking lot.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. I guess we have. Was it him or her that did this picture? By the way, because
It was,
I'm still kind of sure.
it was him. Silent E did the picture, but so was the one who commissioned it.
I'm. I just realized I said I'm still kind of Shu. I don't think Shu even watches this podcast. So,
She watched the last episode. She also yelled at me about like freaking why the hell did you watch that freaking YouTube rewind? I said because it is the embodiment of this whole thing.
we're all about trash, Shu. You should know this by now. You've met me.
Yeah,
We've played Monster Hunter. You know how much of a
you
piece of shit I am.
you've been around me long enough to know I am horrible.
Oh Lord. All right. So lovely piece of fan art. I really do like this. Um,
Yeah.
I think my favorite parts about this are just like the completely nonplussed look on Merzo's face.
Yeah.
I'm definitely intrigued in what's going on right now.
I am not looking past you to the ham sandwich that someone's probably hanging over there.
Ironically, I think Mirzo actually kind of has the look of somebody who just worked a 70-hour work week, like you had last episode. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so into this. I'm very
I'm
entertained.
I'm really excited. But yeah, also I did try to have a new headset. It did make it here, and then I realized I don't have a setup for it because it's one of the ones that's like, all right, plug into this. Now do you have a plug-in for both your mic and the audio thing? No? Get fucked.
Yeah. So I'm kind of in a similar situation where like I kind of have enough money for a new microphone right now, like an actual like Blue Yeti microphone, but I'm just
Yeah.
kind of sitting here like, can I
Where,
justify that?
where the fuck do I where in budget does this go?
Yeah, yeah. Like I have a little bit of extra disposable at the moment, but it's like, uh,
I kind of.
yeah.
Yeah, I do too, but it's like one of the things where it's like I got things to do. There's a reason why I'm working these hours.
I I also really like how like if you look they kind of got a lot of the details of the armor pretty well.
Yeah,
Um, and I
like
also kind of like the artistic liberty that they took with the hair.
right, like he was trying to do the hair down, but then it kept on like becoming a problem with the background. At least with
Yeah.
the background of like having the chair, like okay, screw it, we're gonna have to put it up just so it's not like just looking weird.
I Ironically, I think there actually is that exact hairstyle in Final Fantasy 14. I just don't have it equipped. So,
Yeah, like he actually looked. He plays it too. He plays on PC, so he actually just looked through a bunch of hairstyles and was made me talk with Soul about this because I was like far too busy to get back to him in time.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, why do I have a headset and you don't? I mean, obviously, a
Um,
headset would be just a horrific pain to try to draw on your giant ears. Uh,
oh man.
I, actually, this was a question that came up when I was talking with Kami Moku the other day. Are
Oh,
those ears coming out of your head, or are those like?
uh, those look like a mermaid like horns.
Okay, so they're like horns. All right.
Yeah,
Because
and
she
yeah,
was like, "Why does Danzo have 3 ears on each side of his head?" I'm like, "I don't know. Maybe he needs to hear really well. I don't think those are ears, though.
oh god. No,
He needs these ears. He needs these ears so he can hear all of the bullshit that his ramp agents are talking."
yeah, like I need this to hear what the fuck the senior manager is telling me that I have to work Christmas for.
Oh my
Like,
god, she has to work Christmas Day. Are they making you work Christmas
um,
Day too?
of course.
That's so. Oh, that's so weird. I don't know. No,
Yeah,
I've never
but
worked a job that made me work Christmas, so
last
it's
year we
foreign.
didn't. But when the volume said before Christmas to be 2.3 million, which is about as high as it's ever been for our hub, it's like, yeah,
We can work.
no choice. But hey, guess what? Double time.
Gotta follow the laws of the land,
Yep,
rules of nature.
you're right.
All
But
right.
yeah, like freaking, we had to have our mark out moment there, and
You know
just
what?
had to.
I'm actually gonna leave this up while we
Yeah,
talk
no
about our
problem.
weeks.
Oh, yeah, no
So,
problem at all.
I'm gonna give you the floor to start off with because my stories are kind of long.
Okay. Yeah, my week for the most part wasn't as long due to work, but there was a few things that happened. Uh, First thing has been whatever free time I've had, I've been delving deeper into like a few things when it comes to like uh D&D stuff. Just kind of delving into looking at a few things here and there.
Nice.
One of the ideas I had was because of the movie I watched, which I will get to that one at the very end. But I've been looking into a lot of like more like steampunk esque campaigns and stuff.
Mm.
Which yeah, really always had interest in.
Yeah, I like steampunk. I just haven't like taken the time to sit down and like consume a whole lot of it. Like I've played BioShock. I've engaged in some other steampunk stuff. Just not a whole lot.
Yeah, like I've actually delved pretty deep into like I freaking adore that a lot of it is just slap this bullshit onto this thing, make it steampunk, and it can work. Like I always kind of have a big joy in my heart for. Oh, we could just fuck it, just put the fucking steam engine into that bear.
I, I kind of always loved that about the early BioShock games. Is like,
Yeah.
how are we gonna upgrade our shotgun? I don't know. Put 2 or 3 more barrels in a giant fucking steam engine on it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, so I freaking love that. Like, so
I
yeah,
yeah.
I,
No, no. I was just gonna comment that like I've always been a little bit more into cyberpunk, but like I need to get into steampunk.
oh, I like both, but both for different reasons. I always love like steampunk slickness, but I cannot help but love the just rough edges of cyber of like my bad, switch them around.
Other way around.
The
Yeah.
slickness of cyberpunk, but then like the rough, edgy bullshit of steampunk is great.
Yeah. The steampunk aesthetic also really appeals to me.
Yeah, that's why Neil dressed the way he is. But yeah, the other things I've done is because my last mattress was it was a the temporary you just moved to a new place. This mattress will hold you for a few months. Now get an actual mattress, you fucking Neanderthal.
Who
So
needs a mattress? I only
kind
have
of.
2 sitting here.
But yeah, I decided to finally just go and get my big boy king size mattress,
Hell yeah.
and I freaking love it. It's so goddamn huge.
We're sleeping on a queen right now, and like I just was a recent thing. Like this year, I upgraded to a queen, and I'm just like, yeah, yeah. Like now I understand why. Like as a kid, I always wanted to sleep with my parents because queen size beds are they're, they're just nice.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about rolling off of the fucking thing.
Right. And then when you be a king, when you actually be in a king size, not just the Tesla, but being in a king size, it's like it is the most impossible to lay off a layout, well, rollout of thing in history.
Casey comes down to visit. Welcome to my world. Throws up a giant fucking blanket fort, and it's just in the king size bed. You have to crawl into the bed.
I could easily.
I need
Like,
more blankets for that.
yeah, like I'm getting the sheet thing later on. But yeah,
You know
I
what?
got sheet
Fuck it.
stuff.
Within the next year, I'm gonna build a blanket fort. I haven't done it since I was a kid. Let's
Go
go,
for it.
cuz. Let's go.
Yes. So yeah, mainly that. The rolling into more Pathfinder stuff, doing a bunch of like sketches and stuff because like mainly been revisiting and redrawing a lot of my older characters out of man, last time I drew them, they looked like shit.
Yeah.
Let me redraw them and kind of like that. So I might just be doing that for like the rest of the few weeks and just going back and redrawing a lot of my older characters.
I I kind of know exactly how that feels, despite not being an artist, because like I've went back and looked at some of the fan fiction that I made, and like when I was just getting out of single digit
Oh,
age,
oh no!
and
Why?
and I look back and I'm like, man, my vocabulary was all right, but I'm not sure why I thought putting Master Chief and an OC into a Legend of Zelda fan fiction was a good idea.
Because you were like 12, and it was like, what things do I put them in? What about the what sisters? Fuck you, put it in.
Oh, yeah, I think like Halo 2 had just come out.
Yeah,
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 yeah, I was like, ah, yeah, oh boy, let's get real edgy.
yeah.
My OC has my initials, my real life initials engraved in a ring. Let's
Oh
go, guys.
no. Oh lord. Oh boy. You know,
Anyhow,
one day we need to talk about OCs just for the hell of it.
we
Not
should.
today. We
No.
already have a jetpack this time, but not. Yeah. And then last thing was I got to see the movie Mortal Engines.
Yes.
And the thing about it is, okay, it's showing the whole steampunk aesthetic, and it's one of the things I always love. It's probably why I love House Moving Castle and stuff, and that is the big building isn't the big building. The big building is a fucking fortress. There are people living in this damn thing, and it seems like it will fall apart like at any moment. So you best be working to fucking make sure that thing stays afloat.
Oh, that's always nice.
And I love it. So,
Overall, good movie then.
and that's the problem.
Oh, I was
Is
gonna say
that
the trailers looked really edgy, so do
the trailers
continue.
were also the first third of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it kind of dives down from there. It's not bad. Artistically, it is fucking like just amazing. It is really amazing artistically.
Yeah.
It's just like the aesthetic wears very thin later on when they instead of going to what I wanted, which is let's see the big hulking city. Let's see it like fucking actually running over and just devouring other cities. And now just going into like multiple small little people battles happening in a corridor, and I'm like, this is not what I want.
I don't need this. I
Like
don't
I
want this.
like fucking Call of Duty's over there. I want the big thing.
Ooh, let's mute that.
Nah, they need to be heard. All Might needs to be heard. But yeah, like that's pretty much it for my week. It was mainly just a bunch of working and getting to do those things when I had the chances.
All right. Um. So then, uh, my week was pretty intriguing.
Oh.
So it started off with me going back into the Devil May Cry series,
Ah,
because right now I have made the decision that I am going to play and 100% Assassin's Creed Odyssey before they release the AC3 remaster in uh, March, I think.
Yeah.
Um, and if I have time in between that and other stuff, I also want to play and beat the Ezio trilogy.
Oh damn. All right.
Um, so I want to do that. Um, I've also decided that I want to play in 100% all of the Devil May Cry games.
Something that's a lot easier to do.
Yep, and I want to get those done before March because March is also when DMC5 comes out, which is like, I don't know where I'm going to find the time to play AC3 Remastered. I mean, I already own it because I got that version of the game, but I'm going to be playing a fuckload of Devil May Cry. So,
Right.
But especially because like I went and looked at the PlayStation Store and it has 2 to 4, I think, multiplayer
Ooh.
listed in the game description, and I'm like, holy actual fuck! If there's co-op, it's like
Yeah. From what
I
I
am
heard,
grabbing
it-
Dante, Casey is grabbing either Nero or Trish if she's in the game, and we are just gonna fucking kill everything.
And then if it is 4 players, give me V. I need to play him.
Oh, see, I was gonna say I want to either be Dante or V. So that narrows it down to Dante. That makes it real easy if we're doing a
Yep.
4-man. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Um, but I was looking through the old achievements. Dusted off my fucking 360, and
Yeah.
started looking through the achievements for the DMC HD collection. Because much as I love those games, the PS4 version is kind of explicitly inferior because it looks too good. To be honest,
No, I actually know what you mean.
yeah, like certain effects just don't work if it's not blurry.
Yeah, like
Go ahead.
well, that goes to a It actually goes to a subject later on.
Yeah. Oh, I think I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
But I was looking through and I'm like, oh man, like I'm actually gonna have to play and beat Devil May Cry 2. And
Oh boy.
and then I'm just like, I'm looking through my old trophies and I'm like, wait, I have the trophies for beating the game as Dante. I played Devil May Cry 2? I beat Devil May Cry 2? When did this happen?
Oh my god.
I know I played the game, but I was pretty sure I dropped that game and started playing 3 because I got sick of it. But apparently I beat it.
Yeah.
You could have fucking fooled me. I didn't know
Ultra
that.
Instinct did it. I should have beaten this game.
Yeah, apparently. Well, you have to forgive me if I sound a little weird. I'm still getting over being ill.
Yeah, don't worry.
So that was how my week started. And my week ended by Chase, the company that I bank with, basically telling me that I was too poor to deposit a bunch of money all at once.
What?
Yeah, so long story short, I used to work for the state of Ohio, and I had a retirement fund, which is never going to grow because there's not enough money in it to actually accrue interest of any significant value. So I pulled that money out because I wanted to pay off some existing debts that I have. So I pulled that money out and I deposited, and it was, I mean, I'm not going to get into specifics, but it was a decent amount of money.
Right.
And then I go out to eat with Mallory, and we start talking, and we're like, all right, well, let's go up and pay for our shit. And I go up to pay, and it's like, oh, sorry, your credit card has been denied. I'm like, well, that's weird. I mean, that particular credit card should have $20 or $30 in available credit on it because I had used the money to pay off the other credit card, which don't get multiple credit cards, kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'll just pay for it with my debit card and whatever. The money will hit soon enough. And I'm just like, oh, that can't be used either. So I call Chase, and they tell me that they put a fucking lock on my account because
Oh.
it was too suspicious that I was suddenly depositing more money than is usually deposited into my account.
Oh boy.
And they're like, well, have you ever tried to deposit this check in the past? No. Uh, well, do you usually deposit large sums of money? No. Uh, well, it's probably because you tried to deposit this much money, and it wasn't even anything outstandish. It was only like a couple $100 more than my regular paychecks.
Right. It's like, yeah, that's super weird.
Yeah, so these fuckers were just like, hey, asshole, you don't deserve your money. You're too poor to deposit lots of money.
How
Fuck
dare
you.
you think that you can put your money in us?
Yeah. So
How rude of you, good sir.
that was yesterday. No, actually, no, that was 2 days ago. Thankfully, that day ended with me finally beating the Bloody Palace in Devil May Cry 4 as Trish. Thanks to some wonderful help from your lovely girlfriend, who gave me
Yeah.
some Trish tips because she's my worst character.
Ah.
Um, so always engage with Killer Bee, kids.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh,
so
never not.
yeah, that was basically my week.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
All right. So I'm
Ready
gonna
to
I'm
do.
gonna drop the fan art now. For future
Okay.
reference, if you guys want to put your handles as a signature anywhere on the fan art, just feel free to do that because it makes it a lot easier to like redirect people to your preferred method of them following you.
Yeah. Like I need to talk to him about it because I don't think Simon has ever put his handle on fan art. I don't know. I'll have
Yeah,
to ask him.
it is of course personal preference.
Right.
Just it is definitely easiest to give you credit if I have something that I can throw up on screen really quick.
Of course.
And I definitely don't want you guys to go like unappreciated.
Yeah.
I come from the furry fandom where people steal art like it's fucking going out of style. So
Yeah, and then like with me, it's like I just always appreciate trying to send credit where credit's due.
yeah. So what I'm trying to say is I drew this, and no one can tell me otherwise. All right.
I hope he's watching this episode.
I hope he is too.
Hey, we think
Oh,
it's
if we
news,
start
though.
live streaming, this is you just get people to
Oh,
shit talk
it's gonna be
us
a
live to our
fucking
faces.
nightmare, and I love it.
Speaking of talking shit,
Like,
welcome to the weekly Activision show,
oh boy,
the weekly Activision and Bethesda show, where we talk about nothing but Activision and Bethesda for 3 hours nonstop.
it's so fucking. How can you fuck up this many times consistently?
So, I guess I'll cover the Bethesda software thing.
All right.
Because I think I know the one that you're talking about, and of course it just slipped my mind as soon as I started thinking about it. Um,
7.
but oh no, I remember. So apparently they like stealth nerfed a bunch of shit in the games without listing in the patch note that they were nerfing it for Fallout 76.
Yeah, that's part of it for sure. Like,
And then
of
they
like,
announced they were adding microtransactions to buff shit.
yep. And what there's one thing with the stealth nerfs that make it really, really fucked up, and it goes with like the fact that they're gonna put in respec. However, you cannot respec until level 50. So it's like,
um,
why bother?
yeah. I don't know. Why
Like,
Bethesda? I had so much respect for you.
yeah, it's like even though like I'm not gonna be here and like I would die on the hill for Bethesda, but I would still like stand up and bat, and be like, hey, they do their best. They take liberties where they can, and for the most part, for the beginning part, I was like, hey, they actually have a really strong community who all work together and will help them out where they fall short. 76 was supposed to have been their time in the spotlight to go, we can do this. We can provide for our community instead of our community having to fix our shit. And they have failed at every single step of it.
Yep, and they're not allowing mods in this game as far as I'm aware, so it's like you can't even go in and do your unofficial patch.
I mean, yeah, they're not allowing it, but as long as the people patch it, they'll put in the word cheat. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true. Because that's all they're looking for.
Oh boy.
My God.
Oh
wait, I almost got rid of this. We have some more shit to talk about
yeah.
on accident.
And then no problem. I will go over the of course Activision / Blizzard side of this. And I'm saying it like this because this is clearly Activision being the worst. So recently, there's been of course, well, not rumors anymore. It's confirmed to fuck of Activision going, "Hey Blizzard, I know how you take like about 5 years in each game and you polish them until they are as gleaming with gold as possible. Yeah, stop that shit. That costs money.
Quit that shit.
Stop trying to be perfectionist in this day and age. Stop that shit." And so they start announcing that there are going to be budget cuts and stuff. And of course, one of the first budget cuts going towards Heroes of the Storm, which was already like never going to be at the level of League and Dota, but still good, a good game. It's still a really good game.
I resemble that.
Like, they're never going to have as much money thrown to them as fucking League is.
Yeah.
Like, the budget for the last staging event for the World Series of League was in, I think the whole thing together, putting that stage together was about $40 million. So,
Jesus Christ, right?
yeah, they're throwing WWE money around. That. Fuck it, why not? Trust me, we're gonna get to that. But
yeah, we are.
That's a segment for later on. But yeah, so recently it's like, all right, need a budget cut. So what's getting cut? What's getting the table cut today of Heroes of the Storm? We're cutting 40 to 50% of their people who work on the game, probably more at this point. I don't remember how many, and we're moving them elsewhere.
Yep.
Hero of the Storm will be fine. Don't worry about it. What about the esports community? Well, fuck that shit. That costs money.
Fuck them.
Are we gonna tell them ahead of time? Nah. They learn when everyone else learns. So a bunch of people who are professionals in the scene, professional players, professional casters, professional tournament operators, just no warning. Later, fucker.
Yep. So yeah, people are pretty worried about their jobs. From what I heard, is like, am I still going to be able to continue to do this for a living? Which it's kind of always the fickle nature of esports, but
yeah. And with this one, it is a cut in the sand. No, at least not for Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
Like, they are not running any official Blizzard tournaments. If there's any tournaments, that means they're small community made.
Yeah.
And as someone who has done small community Smash Bros tournaments or small tournaments and stuff like that,
yeah, we have.
You're not making enough fucking money to be able to fly in these professional players.
Nope.
So yeah, it's like I was gonna start getting the tweets and stuff from the players and stuff, but I end up just not because it's fucking depressing.
Yeah.
Like, the fucking greed of it.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
You know what else? Yeah. Fuck us.
Oh yeah. Oh man. This one was fun to hear.
So, I made the mistake of 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago, I don't know. We definitely release every Tuesday, guys.
No missing.
So, I made the mistake of tagging World Wrestling Entertainment on that video, and now WWE is claiming 100% of the ad money from that video. Never mind that we aren't a monetized channel, at least not yet.
Oh,
and
probably later on, maybe. But yeah, no, never mind that.
Yeah.
Vince needs all that money, and like,
And I don't run ads on these fucking videos at all. Like at
yeah.
least as far as I'm aware, unless YouTube is doing that shit like on their own. But
Not yet. We haven't got big enough for them to do it on their own yet.
yeah. But yeah, greedy McMahon over here just decided he was going to fuck our chances of actually having a legitimate fucking.
Coming out to his son Shane's theme of "Here comes the money."
Here comes the money. We're gonna steal all the money from these tiny YouTubers.
So they YouTube.
Um,
Yeah, it's one of those things that I didn't believe it until you said it, and I'm like, still what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what are you claiming, Vince McMahon? Like chill out.
I want those horns for SummerSlam.
You want to get us for SummerSlam? Yeah.
I
I want to wrestle Shinsuke Nakamura.
fucking I don't care if I die. I'll fight Seth Rollins. Let's go.
Let me get in a stage with Nakamura as he'll body slam me as I'm air guitaring his theme song. It'll be like a shitty SFM animation where I'm just doing the fucking motion even as I'm upside down.
That would be great.
Fucking Christ, Vince McMahon! Like,
Oh boy!
the running tale of is now that I'm never going to directly tag World Wrestling Organization or World Wrestling Entertainment anymore. I will just tag literally everything else.
Right. Also, I'm pretty sure it is more of like the network slash the fucking representatives who are like hyper sensitive about this are using an algorithm more than just trying to focus.
Because God forbid we slander Vince McMahon.
No, I'm slandering him all the way. I'm saying more of like I have a feeling that's more than like I don't think Vince was waking up at 7 a.m. seeing our fucking small ass. Okay, no, I want that to be the thing.
Ooh, I gotta wake up from my favorite stream,
Like,
Terribad Tuesday.
Like, yes.
What? They're talking shit about Raw? Let's get those fuckers out of here.
How dare they talk about how I like fucking Nia Jax?
Let's just move on.
Yeah, let's do that, shall we?
Oh, so let's talk about shit that ain't never coming back.
Oh boy! Oh man!
This was a conversation we kind of had last week after we recorded.
We started it and then we're like, no, hold on, we gotta hold this.
So we'll start off with the two things that I've got here. I've got one representing something that I want to come back but never will, and something that you want to come back but never will.
Right.
And for me, it's just Legacy of Kain died the moment Nosgoth was announced.
Pretty much.
I would choose Oblivion over this existence.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, okay, so I know. Wait, was it Soul or someone? I think it was. I'm gonna have to ask her to make sure correct. I know Soul was in testing for this, and I know both Casey and Nick were in the early alpha.
So was I. Yep.
Yep. So yeah, I know y'all threw in the early alpha. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things where I know a lot of people who were excited for Legacy of Kain saw this shit, still gave it a shot, and it was like, nah.
Yep. So for those not in the know, Legacy of Kain Defiance ended on a cliffhanger.
Yep.
And
a good thing too.
Yeah. And then the sequel that was supposed to come, I think it was called Dead Sun, got canned in like early alpha.
Yep.
And then Nosgoth got announced, and then we realized that we're never getting another Legacy of Kain game. Goodbye Simon Templeman, and goodbye, I forget Raziel's voice actor, but he's also fucking amazing. And Tony J's
Yeah,
dead, so
I was about to say yeah, one of them was dead, which
yeah.
really sucked.
Uh, but I know you
Oh boy.
you have some thoughts about Jet Set Radio.
So this was a good portion of my childhood when it came out. Like I remember it came out, and this was the first time. Like, because most of the time before then, I was either given a game system or I would walk to someone's house and like play it on their game system. I remember for the first Jet Set Radio, that was the first time I worked my ass off to earn enough money for a Dreamcast to get Jet Set Radio,
Mm-hmm.
and I adore the aesthetic, I adore the art style, I adore the whole thing about being like graffiti artists going against the system. I love that game so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have my original Xbox for Jet Set Radio Future. However, both games were technically like financial failure.
Financial failure in the same way that like fucking. I ain't even gonna get into that.
Yeah. I do not have the numbers for future, but I know Jet Set Radio One made sold. I think it was a million, 1.5 million, which again, that's all over. Which again, good, but yeah, at the time of it first coming out, the expected sales, especially for the Sega Dreamcast, which needed these sales, was I think like 2.5 or 3 million was expected and only got like 1.5 million. And it's like, yep, you fucking failed, motherfucker. You can give another shot on the Xbox. You failed there too. Fuck off and die.
Yeah, get fucked. Get fucked, game.
Yeah, it's like, this aesthetic I enjoy.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's a shame because titles like that so often do go underappreciated. I didn't even hear
Yeah.
about it outside of I think it got mentioned on X Play a couple
Yep.
times.
X-Blade mentioned it quite a few times, and then like a few back when they used Cinematech, there was a few AMVs about Future, and also like a few of the other trailers would have the song from Future, "Concept of Love."
Yeah. See, I have the weird thing of mine with like the combat in Legacy of Kain games is kind of objectively terrible, but I want those games to come back so bad. It's just like
Right. It's one of the
they're
things
so
where,
good.
yeah, it's where the rest of the game carries it so much that the bad thing doesn't matter.
And like so I've seen some people online giving it crap for like the time travel shenanigans and how it has like a needlessly complex story, but frankly I felt like everything that was complicated and like all the intrigue involved in the story all
Hmm.
made sense within the context of the universe. Like
Yeah.
the whole thing is about rewriting fate and changing the meaning of one's own existence and all that shit, and that
Right.
shit just kind of like that it really touched me in like the same way that the Persona series and Final Fantasy and Devil May Cry all kind of like really left an impact on me.
Actually, now hearing that, I really need you to watch Steins Gate whenever I get the free time to, because that's a lot of the thing ideas with Steins Gate is like fucking the time travels to try to rewind and just fix fate, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. I've after watching the first episode, I know it involves bananas.
Yeah,
that's
well, that's the
that's it.
start of it.
That's all I know.
Yeah, like we watched like the first like 4 or 5. Yeah, we need to definitely do more eventually. But
Yeah.
yeah, oh boy, what about some other games that will just fucking just never come back?
Let Let's talk about how DMC Devil May Cry wasn't that bad and kind of deserves a sequel because it did sequel bait.
Yeah, and to again, okay, I will say a few things for it and then one major thing against it. For it, yes, like I love the idea of like the world contorting to fucking kill Dante. I
Hmm.
love that.
It's so good.
Um,
The aesthetic is so good.
yeah. Though I don't like Dante's face, I like everything else on him. Like I love the grunge look of his coat. I love like the aesthetic of the necklace. I love his hair. It's literally just his face is like a little weird.
It's like I guess people call him Dino,
Yeah.
Dante in name only, but Dino's like to me Dino is like what happens if you take Nero and put him in
Yeah.
Dante's upbringing.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Yeah. If they called him Nero, I'm pretty sure a lot more people would not have a
Yeah.
yeah, like that's really good. And okay, though a lot of people did not like how that Mundus was, I kind of do.
You don't fuck with a god.
Like his wording was stupid, but I kind of like the idea of Mundus like blending into society this time instead of like I am big statue, big dick man. It's like nah, I don't need to
He's
stand up.
literally a big dick man.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna just fuck everything from the background, keep my control. I don't need to fucking show myself. Like I'm a boss. I don't need to fucking show myself like that.
It's definitely dated, but
Yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
like I have no problem with it. The major thing I have a problem with was how they portrayed Virgil.
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
boy.
oh, did you? Okay, because I feel like this is kind of rectified in the Virgil DLC where you get to play as him. Did you ever
Yeah,
play it?
yeah. I played it myself,
Okay.
and oh boy, I will stand. I will stand in the forest alone. I fucking hated how like the gameplay of it and like how like this person with super high mobility put him over a lot of ledges.
Okay. Yes, I will give you that. Um, in terms of his character, though, I feel like his
They
character gets some opportunity to shine because he at the end of the fucking DLC he comes out of hell and is just like surrounded by demons and just like, bitch, you're mine now.
yeah, like the ending of it is good. It's just like some parts of it was just really like the whole thing of like, all right, the first fight with Dante is a kick, and then I stabbed to the chest, and there, like,
Mm-hmm.
what, the, like a lot of it just, a lot of it seems like he's that goes through the Sasuke thing of he's given power instead of like earning it, but then like you said at the end, he fucking earns it big.
Yeah. Also, he kills his own mom.
Yeah.
Um. Did you have another one to tag onto this?
Oh yes. Actually, I have two. Both of them I can go over pretty quickly. Freedom Fighters and God Hand.
What is Freedom Fighters?
Freedom Fighters, a PS2 fucking hidden gem classic that is a military shooter game. Oh, not military, but like a third person like shooter strategy game where you're
Okay.
going through a history alternate version of what happens if the Soviets won the Cold War and took over America. And you're playing as like the rebel faction trying to like fight back against that. And
All right.
for an old PS2 game, you literally get to actually recruit and command soldiers on the battlefield, as well as your own character. And there's like a multitude of different weapons and stuff. And there's different soldier types to like that you can also put in certain areas to like set up for an ambush or make them go ahead as to allow you to have a quick way of going around.
And why didn't this get a sequel?
Well, mainly because the group that made it kind of just like fucking died.
Oh.
Like it was one of the things where you can tell it probably was going to get a sequel, but man, that group who made it fucking just died hard.
With a vengeance.
Yeah, so it's one of the things where it's like, damn, I, I wish someone else could pick up the IP. Like if someone can and make a new game like that, I would love them. And
Yeah.
God Hand, oh boy. So, God Hand, made by Clover Studios, you know, those wonderful people who became platinum.
The only thing I've ever seen of God Hand is someone kneeing someone in the face. So
Oh man, there is. Okay, so God Hand is one of those character action. You know, some people in character action games, are it's like, man, I just really wish I could change the combo a little bit, right?
yeah,
No, this one is okay. Here's all these moves. Make your strings.
make your
Make
fucking
your
combo from scratch,
yeah,
bitch.
yeah. Make your strings. Make your juggles. Make your special attacks. You get a roulette wheel for like your ultimate attacks. Make your roulette wheel for your ultimates.
God damn.
Fucking, there is so much customization for the like, your combos and that. Like literally, I remember playing like back in the day. I remember playing this with like three friends of mine. Josh, um, fucking. I'm not sure if I should use his like Twitter, Facebook name or not. So
I
I'm just
wouldn't.
gonna call him Phoenix, and then I think yeah, they also played this with Ego,
Okay.
and all four of us literally had a different gene. Who was the main character name? We all had a fucking completely different gene by the end of the game,
That's pretty good.
and
So
all
it's
of
like
them were.
character action, but it's like for me, it would be like, what if you could give Dante Nero's caliber while he's in midair?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, man, like I like Dante's moves, but what if I just give him half of Virgil's moves now? Why? Fuck it, let's go.
Fuck you. That's why.
It's great. Of course, some of the humor of it is like early aughts. The story is really, really, really stupid, and it's clearly just meant for style on these fuckers, style hard.
Yup. All right, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, it sounds like it's in the legacy of Kane. Like, why is this not getting a sequel? Kind
Oh
of,
yeah.
but why the
This
fuck?
one was, yeah, this one was. Okay, this one, the reason why it's not is by our good friends at IGN and fucking the other fucking reviews. I cannot remember it. One of the older review systems.
Uh,
But yeah, because this game is merciless, though. That's the main thing about this game. Yeah, you can make all your stuff. You can always go back to a previous chapter to like grind up. There's even a training area and a training dummy for if you need to just test out your strings and stuff. But the people reviewing the game, of course, didn't do any of that. Went into the game without even thinking about that and got their asses handed to them and gave the game a 3.5 out of 10.
I'm bad at this game, and therefore it's bad. It's Cuphead syndrome before that became like a
Yeah,
known thing.
before Cuphead syndrome, it was God Hand syndrome.
Uh,
So
that
yeah,
that disgusts me.
yeah, and that's the reason why Clover shut down and became platinum.
That disgusts me in ways I cannot imagine. You know what else disgusts me?
Yeah.
I figured we could find the most flattering image
Oh,
I possibly could of Mr.
oh my
Deadmoth.
goodness. Yeah. Yeah, let's go
So,
from filth to real filth.
Mr. Deadmoth got caught basically assaulting his wife on camera. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not going to show the whole video here, both because we don't
No.
have that set up at the moment, and because, like, I don't
It's
know.
a really, really hard watch. This
It is
coming
hard to watch, yeah.
this coming from someone who has watched the YouTube rewind, I think 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah.
That is a really hard watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, oops, I just realized something. There was a thing I was going to put up earlier.
Oh god damn it. Yeah. All right, Shiro Emiya.
But so these two are basically just sitting there yelling at each other. Like he's antagonizing her, she's antagonizing him.
Yeah.
They're, I mean, clearly in a very unhealthy for each other relationship.
Oh, easy.
And then, like, so I've seen some people commenting about the fact that, like, basically they're both in the wrong. which I mean I could maybe see, but like
Literally?
one of them is a lot more in the wrong than the other,
Yeah, I was about to say
guys.
one of them gets a yellow flag, the other one gets like a crimson red flag.
One one of them gets a yellow flag, the other one goes past crimson flag, and just like goes into Raggio fucking
Yeah,
Kiryuin's
like
hair of just radiating
yeah.
fucking chromatic light as German
Oh
starts
my
chanting in the
god.
background. Like,
Yeah.
like one of these people's bad, the other one's like,
Other one might
uh,
as well start having Nobunaga's theme from fucking Sengoku Basura playing. Hiro, Hiro.
yeah. So he assaulted his pregnant wife on stream and then
Yes.
tried to save face, all while
Oh,
screaming, "Just leave me alone. I'll
like
be down in a
the,
minute."
the worst saving face I've ever seen in my life. Of like, because there was two times he did this. The first time went and hit her, and then came back on stream and tried to pretend like we didn't just hear this.
Yeah,
With a calm demeanor, which to me makes me like, okay, he's a psycho.
yeah.
Like as calm as a fucking cucumber, he sat back down. I'm like, okay, no, no.
No,
But
fuck you, son.
that's the first steps to Kira Yoshikage. Get him out of here.
Yeah, he's like it's just it's very indefensible, and from what I heard, people have been like hacking into his account, deleting all of his skins, and fucking releasing his personal information online, which is
Yeah,
just like I I don't know how I feel about street justice like that,
yeah,
because
like
on one
that's
hand let the police do their job, but on the other hand, fuck them.
right. And the police are doing their job. But yeah, like I say vigilante justice like that should be at a limit. Like I would say hack into his account and then do like stupid shit, like like just make him lose matches by making him never be able to stop dancing or something like that.
Yeah.
Stupid meme shit like that I enjoy. But when you start going into stuff that actually goes into like stuff like personal information and shit, it's like that's a little too much.
That can kind of come down on his I would guess now ex girlfriend,
Yeah,
if not
that's
now
all.
then soon.
Oh,
And
well, it's better because man, police investigations already started. And yay.
I the only reason I could see her staying with him is like some kind of abuse shit, and they apparently she's pregnant. So
Like if it goes into case files and shit, she better get away from him. Otherwise, the child may be taken.
yeah, I mean I like I have outbursts at video games, but like there is a fucking limit, my dude. Like just
Right.
I've had at the end of the gay. Mm, hi soul. I see you've decided to possess me for a moment. Um, at the end of the day, it is it's the worst thing ever to hear when you're upset. I know, but it is just a game.
Yeah.
Like it is even if you're frustrated with it, like it's not worth your life. Like have your fucking rage moment and then move on.
Right.
And this is from somebody who rages at video games. Like just have your fucking moment and move on.
Right.
And don't
Yeah.
take it out on the people around you, you fucking
Oh
idiot.
yeah. Definitely don't. That I was about to say that's number one. Don't take it out on the people around you. For fuck's sake, that they don't deserve it. They don't.
So, long story short, more like Mr. Dead channel.
Oh, that's for sure dead. Like if not now, then fucking probably by the time this podcast comes up.
Kill it!
What you gonna do? What? Kill.
You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
Kill myself.
Oh yeah!
Let's talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. And,
Oh man!
uh, this is
Oh,
so
I'm
gross.
so happy. I'm so happy.
Oh man, like you earlier, you mentioned something about stuff that looks better when it's or no, I mentioned something about stuff that looks better when it's blurry or when it's not
Yeah.
in high def, and like, holy shit, Sonic's fur looks like ass butt in this fucking movie.
No, to me, it's one step of okay, my bad. One step above that one. Like, never mind his fur, state of his hands.
To me, the first thing that jumps out is first the fur spikes on the back of his head, but then those fucking glorious gams that he's got going. Oh my god.
The gams got me too. Like, I think the first thing, even though it should have been the fur and the stuff, was the hands. Because I'm like, why does he have just regular human hands? Oh lord, no. Oh no.
Those fucking skinny jean emo boy legs. Oh my god.
Oh no. So his 2016 rapper legs.
You can't catch me. Also his arms and legs are blue just to trigger Chris Chan some more.
Oh yeah, yep. And then just everything about this looks like absolute ass, and I cannot.
A whole new speed of hero.
Fucking
Yeah,
god
let
damn.
me zoom this in a little tiny bit, just so we can examine the glorious art
You
of
can
the
cover me with this. I don't care.
Let's examine this shit. So,
All right.
first of all, from the producer of The Fast and the Furious, I
Oh
feel
god.
like you only included that just because those movies are about going fast.
No, they only include that because that's the only way you're gonna get people to watch this. Like, let's be 100% real with each other. Most any Sonic fan, any diehard Sonic fan seeing this is not gonna watch it.
Um, the other thing I noticed is that like instead of you notice like right here where his eye is supposed to be like a big solid white iris that kind of covers the
Yeah.
front of his face.
Oh no, are they giving human eyes?
Well, if you look very carefully, you can see the bump of his actual eyeball right there where it curves in.
Yes!
So they're giving him actual human eyeballs.
Oh my god, it's gonna look like absolute dog shit.
It's gonna look like shit. It's gonna look bad.
Okay, so a coworker of mine, me and him had like a idea about this of like, okay, so what things you think they're gonna do with this movie and how bad you think it's gonna be. And I just automatically said, okay, they're gonna give him human eyes. Fucking ruin this by giving him human eyes. I bet you.
Yo,
They're not gonna give him his like fucking deformed ass like goddamn Sonic eye.
God forbid he look like a fucking cartoon character.
Oh hell no.
He actually looks like you took a person and like gave them fur and then stapled a giant Sonic head to their face.
That's one of the other things I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that throughout this, just to piss everyone off, they go like, man, this one human guy that became Sonic the Hedgehog, I really want that.
Yeah. Oh my god, I want that too. Oh my god. So, I also want it to be really cringy, like in
Yeah.
its attempts at humor. And what makes me think that is that I just recently found this poster for it.
Oh my god, what
What are those?
holy shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, are we just looking at fucking like Sonic Fox's legs?
It's just Sonic Fox's legs. Okay, so this has been colloquially, like, I saw a little bit of thing about this. This is being called the crotch cam. And this is why I say, like, those gams look like you just took human legs, put some CG on them.
Oh my god, they do. Oh, I cannot wait for this damn thing now.
Also, the Sonic was here at the bottom next to the thing carved into the bridge.
God, I just saw that. Oh.
Also, it looks like he's pissing out the stream of stuff.
Like it looks like one of those it looks like a very weird like just trail.
Okay, and then so let's talk about the trail for a second. So what it says. Okay, so it starts off in the distance. It follows what appears not to actually be a road. It just kind of like swerves, I don't know if there's
Yep.
actually a road there, or I don't know.
Probably not if this is the Golden State Bridge.
And then it's just Golden Gate Bridge. It just
Golden Gate, you know what I mean.
and then it stops for a second and then it starts again. I think there's supposed to be a building there that's covering it up, so that's fine.
Yep.
And then it stops again, and then the next time you see it is as it's coming into the Golden Gate Bridge. It stops, it goes vertically up, and then around, out into midair for a second, back around, vertically straight upwards,
Oh,
loops around to the other side, drops straight down, goes back up as it's halfway down a strut,
fucking god, who the fuck?
comes back down on the left side, twirls around, and then it looks like he just kind of ran across the fucking struts there, and then it comes up to where he's at now.
Okay, all right. So this is to anyone who knows about comics and comic book illustration slash manga illustration. There's something called the line of action, and that is if you need to make a line to point at something, you always want to make sure that line is clear and is pointing at everything of interest.
Yep.
So if they were doing this line of action wise, they would have gone from like the the left edge, like they showed there from the city, went up to the title, and then would have probably came down the line down to down here.
Also, I just noticed there's another random streak of color over on the right side next to his right
Oh
knee.
fucking god, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Like, what is a line of action? Like, it is supposed to show some kind of flow. And I realize this is not a comic book panel or a manga panel, okay? But this is a static image.
Yeah, and it can work for static images. Like I've seen it work for a lot of Godzilla movie posters and stuff. So it can work. It's just for fuck's sake, it has to point at exactly what you need to point at. Like it has to point at the sign, it has to show the bridge, and then point at the person. That is like fucking trash fire.
I need to cleanse myself of this.
All right.
Oh, please,
Yeah, let's
please
go.
record. Please.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Can we?
Can we? Oh, okay.
Probably maybe.
No.
Uh
Uh
oh.
oh.
Small technicals, man. Don't worry. We're working on it. So while small technicals are happening,
Yep.
freaking one last thing about like the whole thing about the point of view when it comes to like posters is that you really, especially since I did digital media design, so one of the main things I am proficient at is making goddamn posters. And the main thing is that you really, really have to make sure that what you're trying to advertise is clear cut shown and that it's going towards what you need to go towards. So like things like that of like having the multiple lines and all this stuff like that are really, really bad. They ruin all ideas of what things are supposed to go where.
All right. I think we have it now. There we go.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I stalled long enough.
So we don't usually get into politics much in this show, but I did want to cover this.
Right.
So this is from December 12th, and it's being broadcast on CBS News. Christian Bale says Trump thought he was actually Bruce Wayne when they met.
Oh my fucking.
Bale found the future president's reaction to his presence to be quite embarrassing. Bale says he met Trump back in 2011 while filming a scene for The Dark Knight Rises at Trump Tower. Bale shared the hilarious tale with Variety at the red carpet premiere of Vice, in which he stars as the former Vice President Dick Cheney. I met him one time, Bale told Variety's Mark Malkin of Mr. Trump. We were filming on Batman in Trump Tower, and he said, "Come on up to the office." I think he thought I was Bruce Wayne, because I was dressed as Bruce Wayne. So he talked to me like I was Bruce Wayne, and I just went along with it, really. It was quite entertaining. I had no idea at the time that he would think about running for president. He added that the story told in Vice about Cheney's powerful role in George W. Bush's administration is part of how we got here to be with that individual one being president, referring to Mr. Trump by the designation used in the special counsel or in the special counsel Robert Mueller's recent court findings. Unfortunately, Bale didn't answer the question of who he thought should play Trump in a movie.
Oh, god damn it. I don't even know who should play Trump in the movie.
One of the SNL guys that does Trump. I don't fucking know.
Probably. But yeah, like, still, that's one of the things where it's like, fuck.
Yeah. So I just figured that would be a nice, entertaining little story to cleanse our palates of Trump thinking that Christian Bale is actually fucking Bruce Wayne.
God damn it.
Like, how are you that stupid?
Like, now if I get in trouble, I'd better see Batman.
I better see Batman. I don't know who he is, but I get the sneaking suspicion I just invited him up to my office.
I get the suspicion that he should show up if I get in trouble, because me and Bruce Wayne are best friends, as you know.
We go way back. I have the greatest relationship with Bruce Wayne, the greatest of all time. Right. Moving along.
The next Trump Tower is gonna be in Gotham. That's it.
We need to. The next Trump Tower is gonna be in Gotham. We said we were going to be Grey Wardens on this. We're not being very Grey Warden right now. Let's talk about porn instead. Fan favorite Bowsette, a horrifying fusion of Princess Peach and Bowser, has beaten even popular ladies of Overwatch in the top of adult video searches in 2018, according to one site. That one site is Pornhub, by the way. I don't know if it's actually mentioned on here.
Probably not. Also, that's not what the Bowsette thing is.
It's her wearing the power crown or whatever, right?
It's Bowser wearing the super crown, which Toadette normally wears.
Yeah. It does mention Pornhub. Okay. The transformation of Bowsette into an attractive female had a longer-lasting effects than we realized, as Pornhub revealed in their 2018 year in review that Bowsette was their most searched video game character of the year. Considering this only started a couple months ago, that's pretty fucking impressive.
Oh, you want real impressive? Like, when I was going to Youmacon, Bowsette was only a thing for, like, what, a month? Mm-hmm. And there were about 14 professional cosplayers doing complete photo shoots of Bowsette.
So, just out of curiosity, who do you think number 2 is? It's an Overwatch character, I'll tell you that.
Which? Oh my god, there's so many Overwatch characters. Diva.
I would guess Diva too. No, it's actually Brigitte.
Oh, I was thinking depending on which group of people fetish-wise you look at, yes, Diva.
Guess what? Diva doesn't even make the top 5.
Yeah, of Pornhub, no.
Lara Croft from Tomb Raider was the 3rd most searched, followed by Mercy from Overwatch, Princess Zelda from Legend of Zelda, guilty, Ash from Overwatch, Mario from Super Smash Bros.
Wait, I forgot about Ash from Overwatch. Oh my god. You mean League of Legends Ash put with a cowboy hat, right?
Shh. Widowmaker from Overwatch, Calamity from Fortnite, and Tracer from Overwatch.
Yeah, well, Tracer's never going to leave.
Alright. So, what time are we at? We're only at about an hour. It actually might be a shorter episode this week. Yeah. It's whatever. It is what it is.
It's getting near holidays.
So let's talk about more terrible Sonic shit.
Oh, yay.
I am just well enough to do Sonic High School.
Alright.
So if you remember the last time, we discovered that Vector was a horrible, horrible person who ate Charmy Bee and is now trying to kill our glorious protagonist.
Our flawless protagonist who did the sex super well.
He hasn't done the sex because of his gay ball disease, remember?
No, he does the mouth thing super well.
Oh yeah, he gives mouth
sex. He showed that little.
Chapter 18, The Murderer. Vector ran at Sonic and Knuckles Jr., who were there in his room with his teeth going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Wrong hour.
Fucking what?
Here comes your death, straight from my mouth, said Vector as he ran at them, still going. And going, and going. Ah, shouted Sonic. Sonic was fast and able to do it. Do what? So he ran forward and between Vector's legs until his body hit his head into Vector's penis while sliding through. Was he just naked?
What?
Like, I realize they're usually naked, but, like, I was under the impression that was not the case in this fucking... whatever.
Yeah, I was about to say, why are you naked with a baby?
He was still holding Knuckles Jr., the baby. You called it.
Yeah.
Sonic ran to another wall of the room, but Vector ran right back at him with his big crocodile bite move, and Sonic dogged him again, and it kept happening again and again. Stop it! Shouted Sonic. Stop doing this! Sonic was sick of hitting his head into Vector's penis. It was beginning to leave a mark, and it was embarrassing to Sonic to have someone else's penis mark on your head. Your own is fine.
Wait, is he only why is he only using his dick?
Vector's just got such a big honking ass dick. That's his mode of attack.
Fucking, like, I can't let fully and certain other people see this one then.
This better come out before school, Sonic said, rubbing the mark Vector's penis left on his forehead. I'm gonna stop doing the voices and just keep doing this, because it's actually still too hard to do.
Yeah, just do your regular voice, but also, for fuck's sake.
No, you must die, said You must die, said Vector, and continued to be the murderer that he had turned out to be. No, stop, come on, said Sonic, yelling, and he was getting so mad. But Vector ran at him another time, and Sonic kept hitting his thick green crocodile dick.
We're gonna keep going. Oh shit! Why?
And it kept getting harder now every time he hit it. We're into CBT there, are we, Vector?
Yeah.
Sonic guessed some weird things like this were sexy to Vector. Vector kept hitting his penis, Sonic kept hitting his penis and making it harder and harder, until one time, Sonic slided under his penis and hit it with his head again, so semen ejaculated out of his penis, and across the floor in a big long puddle like a slip and slide covered in mayonnaise.
Best.
All right, Sonic said. Vector looked shocked, like he did not even notice that his penis was turning into a hard penis. Now Sonic threw Knuckles Jr. at the puddle of Vector's semen. Why? Why? Oh my god, I know this story and this still surprised me.
What?
Knuckles Jr. glided across Vector's semen like a baby's speedboat and did a roller coaster turn and flew up on to Vector. Knuckles Jr. landed somewhere on him and did a tumble forward and got to his head, where he poked Vector's eyes and Vector began to scream. Ah, bitch baby, that hurts. I'll kill you, screamed Vector while Knuckles Jr. rolled off his body and over to the door of his room. Over here, Sonic, said Knuckles Jr. while Vector was beginning to rub his eyes, which hurt from the attack.
Oh my god.
Sonic ran over and with his speeding legs kicked it down like a professional wrestler, picking a person up and hitting them down on the ground through a door. It's very specific.
Like,
isn't it usually through a table?
One is normally through a table, and two, now I'm just imagining, like, he gets it and does, like, the fucking, like, Undertaker big-ass boot that takes forever.
I just read ahead a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, it does. It sounds like some stupid Undertaker bullshit.
Yeah.
Sonic then picked up Knuckles Jr. and ran through the door and down the hall through Vector's house and saw lots of green things and things that were about crocodiles. and also bad things like rooms full of drugs and guns, and even things like weird African porn videos.
That's hyper specific.
I think this author is letting us know a little bit too much about his own personal abode.
I'm thinking that too, because I'm like, oh boy, I didn't want to hear that.
Then he got to a different door, and opened it, and walked into the other side, and closed the door, and put some things in front of the door to block it. Then, with a loud stomping noise, like a bowling ball with legs, was jumping up and down on the floor and hitting it hard.
Why? Okay.
Vector went up to the door and put his body on it, trying to crash through like a penis going into a big, hard vagina.
Okay.
Open this, please, screamed Vector as he tried to hit it down.
Wow.
No! Why did you kill Charmy? Shouted Sonic at Vector, who was on the other side of the door that was hard to get through. Because Knuckles messed it all up. Knuckles and Espio was supposed to kill each other when they fought in the school hallway. That one, what the fuck?
I did it for the Rock.
I made that fight happen because I wanted one of them to die. Because they are both fag lords, and they are the only people who can beat me and become the new football team captain.
Fucking, is this Tails got trolled all over again?
So, I love the idea that Knuckles and Espio occupy this nebulous position within fandom known as the Fag Lords, and they are like they're like the lords of all slash fiction, where like they get to come down and purge any slash fiction that they don't find to be their personal taste because they are the Fag Lords. Holy shit.
What?
Oh my god, I'm laughing so hard I'm accidentally whistling while I'm doing my S's. It's embarrassing.
Oh, great.
So I went to Knuckles' house instead after and replaced him with a robot Charmy and took the real Charmy home and chewed on his broken body and made him into meat that I can use for meals. Jesus Christ. He was no use to anyone, especially not me. None of you are. Ah! Vector screamed and hit the door, but still could not get through. Where did you get a Charmy robot? Sonic would be adequate at CinemaSins. Is Eggman involved? I don't even like CinemaSins. Why did I just make that reference? Where did you get a Charmy robot? Is Eggman involved? This could ruin things for everyone, don't you know? Said Sonic back to Vector like a ship sending a message to a different ship. When you do crimes, you become dark, and I have now become darker than Shadow. I made friends with Al-Qaeda, and they made a Charmy robot using Osama bin Laden's technology.
Oh.
Die, or else you will die. Suffer with me, Danzo.
Oh my fucking god,
We'll be on to yours in a moment.
Oh, I can't wait.
He was bulletproof. Go ahead.
I think the worst thing that I think we're about even this week.
Oh god, I can't wait. He was bulletproof and was going to kill first Knuckles and then Espio in the hospital and then maybe the rest of you if I wanted, but you messed it all up, shit idiot. Ah! Vector hit on the door so hard that it actually started to break.
Oh boy.
Ah! Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Let's get out of here, said Knuckles Jr. We can call the police. Let's just get out of here and get safe. Then Knuckles and Sonic ran out of the house, but just when they were doing that, Vector broke through in the door and jumped like an alligator at Sonic and Knuckles Jr. and hit them to the ground and landed on top of them. There's a lot of ands in that sentence.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like,
really fucking run-on sentence there.
They could have just stopped that sentence so long ago.
Now I will kill you just like I did to Charmy, said Vector. Very to the point, this one.
Yeah.
and opened his mouth really big to bite their bodies. But then all of a sudden, something came out of the sky and picked them up, and Vector was left there on the ground looking like a teen loser. "We're in the air now," said Tails. "I rescued you." Tails was using his flying tails to fly and was holding Sonic, who was holding Knuckles Jr. They were like a helicopter? Why is that a question?
I was about to say, why is that a question mark?
"What? How did you know where we were?" said Sonic, who was shocked to be in this situation. "I looked at the Charmy robot and figured out it was from Al-Qaeda and broke into the government computer network system data and found out that Vector was friends with Al-Qaeda," said Tails, the smart friend of Sonic. Because we don't know who he is yet, apparently.
God, I was about to say, why?
"But I thought you were pissed at me," said Sonic with a questioning sound. "Huh? I am tired of being mad at you. We are best friends again," said Tails.
You are my friend.
No, he know you may. Imatemo. Mada wasurete nine to show.
I'm so glad I'm getting people to fucking start singing that word.
He's so fucking good. I've always loved that song. "Cool, now let's get Vector," said Sonic. But now they were up above the clouds, which is very high. "Fly down and I will kick his face off." Tails flew down fast, and Sonic held on to Knuckles Jr. really tightfully. Sonic had his legs sticking out to kick, and they went down faster than a shooting star being shot out of a gun down.
Wait, what?
They went down back to the floor where Vector was and kicked Vector's face. Vector's head almost spun around because they hit him so hard, but now he was on the ground. "Tails, do that one more time," said Sonic. Sonic flew up, and then Sonic revealed his balls, even though he could almost see the whole country from up here.
Oh, what the fuck?
He did not care because this was more important. Sonic scratched his balls and held on to Knuckles Jr. while Tails flew down fast again.
Why are you still holding the...
Sonic's balls dragged behind him in the sky.
Oh,
And then
no.
they went down to the bottom of the ground, and Sonic's diseased balls smacked right into Vector's face.
Oh.
"No!" screamed Vector as Sonic's balls smacked into his mouth and nose and eyes like a plastic bag full of pudding.
What?
Does this person have balls?
Yeah, I'm about to say, what the is this person asexual? Because they don't know how sex works at all.
Vector looked into the sky and made an asshole face for the last time, and then he turned into stone, and then turned into dust, and was now dead.
What?
That's a hell of an STD.
What the fucking hell?
"I can be glad for once that my balls are very poisonous," said Sonic as he looked at the pile of dust that was Vector before he died and did some squinting. "He is dead and everyone is okay now."
God damn it.
Yeah. "Thank goodness," said Knuckles Jr. to them. "This was almost too much excitement for one night." "Look at the bright side," said Tails to them. "Two of the worst fag-ass teenagers in high school are now dead." "Yes, it is all fixed now," said Sonic.
Congratulating murder.
"Yeah, homophobia." They took Charmy's body with them, but not Vector's, who was now a pile of dust, because they thought he did not deserve to be nice to. Then they went home and got ready for school tomorrow, and Sonic thought, there are still more problems to deal with in high school. This is not over, especially not for me.
He just got edgy as fuck for no reason.
No, you don't know the meaning of edge.
I don't. I will admit, I don't know the meaning of edge. What I do know is the meaning of cringe.
So we're going to watch the first part of Dalmatians 3?
Yeah, okay, so before we watch any of this, Also, when we do watch this, I'm gonna probably advise just to skip to about I think it was like 44 seconds because that's when the thing actually starts. But yeah, before I watch any of this, some history about Phoenix Games, or the people who made this. Phoenix
Yeah.
Games are known hyper, just like fucking just con artists. They're known for stealing shit and just like not giving the slightest fuck about what they steal or like things that they make. And they normally would make, and back on the PS2 days, they normally would make them on the shitty ass European disc and do things like call it Dalmatians 3 or Animal Soccer World or White Van Racing. There's a lot of fucking titles under the name. And they would have like these weird ass little like small, like, how do I put this? They would have these things that they would show for like the titles. Like for Dalmatians 3, it actually shows Sonia Deville and then just it crudely saying Dalmatians 3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they are possibly the worst. I mean,
Yeah, please.
yep,
This'll make it a lot easier than screen sharing with you.
yep. That
We're setting up a for those who aren't just a little peek behind the curtain. We're setting up a rab.it room for this specifically. So
oh no, Sully actually yelled in the comments about that.
yeah, somebody's like, make a fucking rabbit room, fucker.
I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this should make things like work and not
Yeah.
like shoved into oblivion.
Let me
Which
stop
was
the screen share.
shoved into oblivion.
Yeah. So, oh, okay. Hi. I don't need to attract viewers. No, stop. What the fuck?
Oh no, let him come!
What the fuck?
Oh, they want to see this trash fire? Let them.
No, stop.
Hi.
Come enjoy this live action bullshit.
Oh god. All right. Now I can switch it over so you guys can see it. Here we go. Oh look, it's my face. I should probably cover that shit up.
Essentially.
Hide everyone. Nobody want to see that shit. And
Well,
you know what? Fuck. I don't know these people. Hi, that's my name. Thank you. I didn't need people to see that. All right.
Yeah, well, we'll work on this. Also, did the screen share die?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make an
you can leave it
actual.
dead. You can leave it dead for now.
Yeah, well, I killed it specifically.
Okay, just making sure.
Specifically, so we would because we're watching the same thing on here. So.
Okay, long as the OBS is running. Okay.
Yes, OBS is still running. I'm not 100% sure that's going to capture, actually. Let me just make sure that's capturing okay. It is. Nice. Alright. Now we don't have to do a countdown. Did someone else just join?
Like, let them stay.
Who the fuck? Alright.
Let them watch this trash fire.
Let's go. Lego, cuz. You know what? You want to watch this trash fire? You can fucking comment.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Let's go, Dalmatians 3. I don't give a shit. We're back to being Terribad.
Yeah, we went through your section of Terribad. Like I said, we get to 44 seconds. So, oh yeah, we get to see parts of how the game actually looks. Yes, this is a PS2 game.
What the fuck?
Where are you going, Lucy? Don't you want to play?
I do, but I'm hungry. I'll be right back.
Oh, look at those! Look at these animations are like 6 frames a
The
second.
bowl is empty.
Yeah.
Charlie.
How mean. As if he didn't get enough to eat himself.
One of these days, I'll beat him up so bad that he doesn't know who he is.
What the
I'll
fuck?
help you.
That's so violent for
Don't
no
let himself be
reason.
tyrannized by a stupid
Yeah.
You get lost, Charlie, or something nasty will happen. Don't be like that. It was only a little joke. I brought you something to make up for it.
And what may
God
that
damn
be?
it.
Cake.
Why is the cat in
A1
that
doggy
position?
cake.
It looks
That
rather
position makes it look like
tasty.
there's 4
Of course
legs.
it's tasty. You don't need to look so skeptical. It's not poison. Just try it.
What is this?
Pepper. You sprinkled pepper on the cake. You nasty tomcat.
Look at my O face. What? Oh my god, those run animations are so... Yes! It's like the same 3 frames just repeated over and over again. Yeah, what is happening?
Whining, I was so excited to show you this.
Thing went on every day between the 4
Oh
of
my
them.
god.
Charlie just
Whining, I was like, this
refused to
may
be a
equal
normal
Sonic, like,
tomcat
high
that's
school levels
afraid
of what the fuck.
dogs. He belonged to Peter's, Sasha's, and Lucy's owner's neighbor. The neighbor
good
and
take.
the old lady who owned them got on very well.
I am very
and
glad
really
that this
immensely
random
that
ass
their
fucking
animals couldn't stand
Raven
one another.
is just
And
expositing
one
the story
day,
to us.
That Charlie
Yeah.
served them his peppered dog cake.
And the Ravens,
The
like,
dogs
like
had
draw me
enough.
like one of your
They
French horror
decided
pose.
to get revenge.
What the fuck? What?
Audio? What's that?
Why do we...
Charlie.
We have more viewers than I've ever had in a fucking stream. Where are all these people coming from?
They know
there's
quality
this
when they
dumb
see
little
it.
mouse that's been annoying us all morning. Won't you catch it for us?
Now, sure thing. Where is it? It's got my hinge
God, I
all
love
over there,
this.
but I'm sure it'll be out again soon. No problem.
Oh my lord.
Working.
This is
Just you wait, Charlie.
this is love to me.
I am actually dying. Like, look at that. Oh,
Wait.
Don't you want to check
Pay
if it's
attention to the
really in
neck.
its hole?
What the fuck?
That's how it works.
We'll sit here silently laugh.
Charlie ranted
Oh my
and
God.
yowled so loudly that the neighbor and the old lady came running. They were shocked and freed him from the mousetrap.
Fucking, I think my mic's the better quality.
Dogs got a proper
My
talking
mic
to.
has a better quality than
That
this.
didn't worry them because they had finally played a trick on Charlie.
That's how rats work.
That he would now leave them in peace.
Oh my god. Oh, this loop of music. This is like fucking Phoenix
Look what I
games.
have
Like,
here, great, isn't it?
What is it?
It's a gingerbread heart. See, there's even something.
What
in
is,
it now.
is this just all the
Kiss me.
cutscenes, or is
Yeah,
there any
who wants to
gameplay to
kiss
this
you?
game?
the games are like you do like a puzzle
You're
game.
just
You do this
jealous.
other little
Where did you
bullshit,
get it
and then
from?
these cutscenes
Come on,
are
let's
their own thing
There's
within
a
the
stand
game.
on the market where you can buy gingerbread hearts. And we bought me
Gingerbread
one.
hearts.
At the market? Our old lady has a birthday coming up. A heart like this would be great as a present for
God
her.
damn it!
I also have a birthday coming up. Me too.
I
What do
have
you
better
think?
breath
Should
breath
we go into
control than
town
some
and
of these
get ourselves some
actors.
gingerbread too?
That's not
Come,
saying a
let's
whole
go,
lot.
but without
Look
Kiss
at
Me
this
on them.
sinking, man. Top tier, never gonna be
Some
stopped.
money, though. You
Oh
don't
my
buy
lord, like
gingerbread hearts
actually
without
what
money.
even the
I
hell?
mean, you don't have it. So dream on about your gingerbread. Conceited
Oh my
ape.
god. The worst things. That's probably the best voice acting
That
you're gonna
is
get
right,
here.
Clarence. We don't have
Yeah.
money for gingerbread.
I am looking at the
We could
time.
also ask the old
Oh,
lady.
this is gross.
We want to give her the gingerbread as a present, and it wouldn't be a proper present
Holy
if she had
crap.
to pay for it herself.
I don't open my eyes unless the screen demands that I
Swapping
should.
Well, we could go to the market and swap something for the
Crawling
gingerbread.
in.
Okay, is it just me or was that character a
Something
girl
that
2
belongs
seconds
to
ago?
us.
But
Yeah,
of
she was.
course. We'll simply swap.
The voice acting changes whenever
Where
they
are
have
you
a
off to, Pino?
To find something to swap.
Tomorrow. It's too late today. Look, it's starting to get dark already. Pino agreed. The dogs
Oh,
will
thank you for
into the
telling us
house
that, random
and
crow.
lay down to
Yeah, fuck show, don't tell.
Early
Just straight up
the
tell us.
next morning,
Fuck that.
They were up
Oh my god, I love that we're getting a.
looking for their
We are
most
actually getting a
valuable
following.
treasures.
Oh my lord.
Man. Oh, I love this.
Do you really want to give that away?
Yes, I never wear the bow anyway, although it is actually rather beautiful. We may even get 2
This is
gingerbread
insane.
hearts for it.
For my book, too. I'm sure it's almost new, you know.
Yes,
goodness.
you just have to clean it up a bit. What do you think? Should I swap my doggy bone or my lead?
Well, the doggy bone is more valuable.
Yes, take the doggy bone.
Where are you off to?
Well, to the market.
I'd
of
agree to
course.
other
We're
people
going to
knowing
buy
I like
gingerbread
this
hearts.
shit. I'm out.
Where did you suddenly get hold of money? We won't tell you.
We have enough for at least 4 gingerbread hearts. And we're buying the best ones there are. Much better than yours.
Bye, Charlie. Damn, how could they have got so much money?
Man.
Oh my lord.
Oh my goodness, yeah, we have to leave these open in the future. Holy.
I
Oh yeah.
I am more than happy.
What the hell is audio?
Yeah, just leave a random white noise generator on in the background.
Auto.
Who fucking needs
Tara.
auto
Market
repara?
music. It must come from the market.
You're right. Oh, I
Look
can
at my
smell
nose
the
touch.
gingerbread already.
What the fuck?
And almonds and popcorn. Lucy, can we also buy some popcorn? Maybe, but let's first get the gingerbread hearts.
Who needs audio? Yeah.
Also humans now. Also, it's fixed.
I'm surprised the background even moved with that, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
Look how many.
Oh my god,
Pino,
Silk high as shit.
can you read what's on that one up front?
I love you.
And what does that mean?
Just that. I love you.
That would be
Just
the right present for our old lady. Shall I get it?
You love you, motherfucker.
Stop! Stop! Give that back immediately!
Huh?
Fucking pardon me?
Is there something up
What
in
is...
These dogs here wanted to steal my gingerbread hearts.
Oh,
That's not true. We
bacon
didn't want to
ass.
steal them, just to look at them before we buy them.
Don't worry,
Why?
we're
Do you have any
going to
money?
No,
Yeah.
not directly. We wanted to do a swap.
Swap! You can't come up with anything better than that.
There's no more to be said. They are roaming stray dogs. They should be locked away.
Why?
I
The
don't think
humans
this
can
is
just
any
understand
fun anymore.
understand the
Let's get out
dog.
of here fast.
No problem.
Stop. There's another one. Get him, quick, go.
Get him,
Yes.
quick. I'm so enthusiastic. Let's go. Let's go get that dog. Where's
Why
my
the dog
paycheck?
stand there and
Police!
There's another.
get paycheck?
Quick, Robin,
Yeah.
quickly.
But he was too fast.
Oh,
Fucking
dear.
goddamn it.
This didn't look good at all. And the dogs really had no intention of stealing the gingerbread. But no one
Fucking
understood
thief
that.
dogs.
Lucy ran home as fast as she could.
Oh, Lord.
So where are your gingerbread hearts?
I fucking hate you.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
filthy cats. Oh. Alright.
Alright.
Okay. So,
Oh.
to anybody that happened to... Not Twitch, what the fuck?
That was great.
I think this is the... I think this is a followable link.
I'll click on it to just to test. Oh well. I have the copy and paste, but still.
Yeah, this...
Holy shit.
Holy crap, like, actually, what the fuck?
Oh, like I said, you have that stuff. This is my domain here.
Oh my god, I don't regret this at all. Alright. You know what? Next time we should leave a little bit more room for like the actual Terribad stuff that we originally started this channel for.
Yeah.
Until then,
Oh boy.
thank you all for coming out here today.
Thank you. Like I wanted to show something like this forever, so I am so happy.
And And thank you to Pot for Two and Saruman and whoever else happened to come in there and join that impromptu stream out of friggin' nowhere. Like
Oh,
that was pretty dope.
Oh, we are going to do that more often. Holy shit! I did not.
Hell yes.
I remember, like, like the Phoenix Games having like that small like following. At first, I didn't think they got huge. I didn't think everyone else knew now.
Yeah. So, anyhow, this is where we're gonna wrap it up because it is gonna be a little bit shorter of an episode today than it was last week. But yeah,
Oh, that
whatever.
is fine.
All right. Anyhow, I have been Sudaku.
And I'm Danzo.
And this was State of Machinations Terribad Tuesday podcast. Thank you all for joining us today, and I hope you will join us again next Tuesday when we look at more bullshit and probably talk about Activision some more.
Oh yeah, I'm more than sure there's gonna be another Activision story, knowing Activision.
Like, holy actual fuck, I'm not really sure. Alright. Peace.
Peace out, though.